Passion, organization, and a cause are just some of the elements needed to pull these two separate protests together. In the cold brisk of the night at Leimert Park, the radical anti-police group FTP, or Free the People, occupied the streets of downtown LA. Chanting and wanting their cause to be heard, Jerry Lindo, an active FTP organizer, says she joined to take a stance against police brutality.
I was kind of mad about things, how they were going out. Like, I noticed a lot of stuff in the media, like how whenever the black kids or the brown kids or the brown people or black people would get shot, they usually tend like to not indict the cop or not charge them with anything. But when it happens to like people of like a lighter skin color or white people, you know, the cop is usually fired immediately and then faces like 50 to life.
Even though FTP is still shouting through its early stages, Lindo, along with many others, still have big dreams for this group. The next morning, largely organized groups such as Black Lives Matter and the Black Leadership Coalition gathered with many members of the city to march 3 miles from the Southwest Police Station back to Leimert Park. Officer Alfred Labrada explains what type of resources are used for rallies such as last night and this morning.
We try to work with the organizers as much as we can in preparation and planning. Sometimes we do have spontaneous events, like such as last night and some of the other events we had this week. And we still have the opportunity to work with the organizers and try to minimize the amount of officers you'll see out here, and also try to support it as well, because we also have to look at issues related to traffic and the impact it'll have for the surrounding communities that the protest is occurring in.
With both protests speaking out against police officials, officers such as Labrada are doing what they can to maintain safety and keep the peace. But not everyone who supports this cause supports what these protesters are doing. Active server of the community and former member of the Black Panther Party, Jomo Kenyatta, says he wants to see these groups do more, but all year round.
The pop-up protests are for individuals that are involved in that or for their own goal. They have a tendency to want to embellish what they're doing for the struggle, but they're not out here 365 days a year. They're here because of the moment. They don't follow through. Now, anybody that's involved, they'll follow through.
Kenyatta believes these people have their hearts in the right place, but there is still a lot more work that needs to be done.
If you're committed to being an activist, you're there. You're not when a certain situation happens. And don't get me wrong, some of these situations that's occurring are dreadful, especially when these young black African Americans get murdered, okay, by the police department. I understand this. But what I'm saying though, is that if you're going to be involved in the struggle, in the change of the community, you should be involved in it.
In Los Angeles, this is Eden Trevino for Valley View News.
We can't wait for our young